Hey y'all, it's Celine. Welcome to Natural Living Homesteader. And today I'm just kind of hanging out in the house and out in the garden, so I just thought I'd take you along with me. So I'm not really doing anything majorly special today. I am right now doing at least a quart of my black bean and corn salsa. And I should have started this earlier so you could see. But basically all this is a can of drained and rinsed well black beans, a can of drained corn, a couple of green onion from the garden. I normally just use regular onions, but that's what I had in the refrigerator and it needed use, so that's what we've got. And a nice handful of diced green chilies so far. And if you want to see the whole thing with details, I do have a video already on that I will link to or put in the cards. So just hang out with me while I get this done. So that's all of the peppers I have. I don't have any from the garden yet. They're not even close. They're not even seriously thinking about it. I wish they'd start seriously thinking about it. But I want you to see something funny. My dog, Oreo, loves fruits and vegetables. Check it out. Hey, Oreo. You want a piece of pepper? That's good, huh? Oh, he's going to run off and not let you see him eat it. But anyway, he does love them as much as I do. Now, these peppers I get from Sam's. They're called One Sweet Pepper, Sunset brand. I love these peppers, y'all. They are so good. I hate not being able to see you. So, they are really, really good. And I am going to be seed saving from these. I don't know if I'm going to get anything out of it or not, but I'm going to try. So I'm going to set those aside. I'm adding a little cumin here. And I am adding a heaping teaspoon of salt. The salt is what makes the ferment happen. But make sure that it's not iodized salt. Then I'm adding a good handful of my Celine's House seasoning. And you can't forget the garlic. I'm taking the lazy way out and just using already minced garlic. I do that a lot. So it's an exciting time right now on our little homestead. As most of you know, we live on the outskirts of a little farm town, and we live on just slightly less than 1/5 of an acre, and so we have had to make use of every square inch. I had chickens for years, and my husband and I did some traveling for a few years, and that first summer we did all right, with having arrangements for the chickens. The second summer, we had someone taking care of them that didn't really do a very good job taking care of them. So we came home twice, and they were totally out of water, completely out of water. I have no idea how long they had been out of water. And it was like high 90s in the temperature. And that just wasn't okay. And so I made a hard choice, they were my chickens, to, give them away and stop being a chicken mom, the crazy chicken lady that I was accused of being, and I was, and I am, and gave up my chickens. And the guy that I gave my chickens to, and my electric coop door, all my fancy feeders and waters and all those things, I have had now for the last 3 years. I've not bought any eggs, so that's our deal. Eggs for life. But with the way things are going, I feel like I need my chickens again. So, yeah, I'll show you in a minute. I'm gonna taste this. Needs a little kick. Yeah, no problem, do it. It's a weird spoon to taste from, it's just totally round. That'll do it. Okay. So, last week, hold on, I want to make sure my jar is rinsed well. It's clean, but it's important for it to be debris free because we are fermenting here. It has to be very clean, very sanitized. Ooh, that has a kick to it now. Might be sorry I added that extra pepper in there. It's good though. Oh, I forgot cilantro. Gotta have cilantro. Unacceptable without cilantro. Here we go again. I don't have any fresh cilantro. My cilantro did not do well at all this year. It didn't really last year either. So I have bought a lot of it and I freeze dry it. And it's awesome. It tastes like fresh. If you dehydrate, it seems to lose its flavor. If you buy it dried from the store, it has no flavor. But if you freeze dry, yummo. That's all I can say. It tastes like cilantro. Got my hands all messy now. I thought it was missing something, but I just wasn't sure. Also, lime juice. Man, I'm too busy talking. I've only made this 40 times. I should know it by heart, but I'm too busy yakking. Imagine that. I was too busy thinking about chickens. That's what it was. I'm just using concentrated lime juice, whatever they call it. Juice from concentrate. That might not be enough. I might need to go get some more out of my extended pantry. Do y'all have an extended pantry? Do me a favor, comment below and let me know. Like, do you have the 4-corner pantry that Mary at Mary's Nest talks about? That was classy, I know. Because you can't bite out of that. because it's totally round. Yeah, I think that's good. That's enough. Anyway, the Four Corners pantry is basically your refrigerator, your freezer, your working pantry in your kitchen, and your extended pantry, wherever that may be, basement, closet, spare room, you know, storms, or cellar, whatever. Okay, here we go again. All that goodness out. I don't want that cilantro sticking to the sides. I want it all in there. So anyway, I started to tell you about chickens. So I have always loved chickens, as I'm sure anybody who has watched this channel very much knows. Let me wipe that off. And I miss them terribly. But, you know, we just felt like the timing wasn't right. But with the economy, with gas prices, with all the things, it is not likely that we are going to be doing a whole lot of traveling. So, we are getting chickens again. I'm so happy. I gotta tell you, I'm really excited. I love chickens. I just love them. Look guys, I got a new fermentation kit. I got it from Amazon. I haven't tried it yet. I'll link it below, but I can't recommend it because I haven't tried it yet. So, let me get it all washed up and I'll be back. So this, like I said, this is the first time using this. It doesn't say to use a weight, but I can't imagine that you shouldn't. So I am going to get that weight in there. This thing just screws on like a regular jar lid. Let me show you what they look like close up. Just, you know, regular screw top. It has a little dial thing on here with the dates, and then this is the little airlock nipple. And it doesn't have very thorough instructions, but after I do that, I'm supposed to put this on here somehow. Oh, there, it fits like rubber, goes down around it. And then I guess I'm extracting air. I suppose that's it. I don't know. Is it? Let's try it again. See what happens. Gosh, I don't know. Am I doing it right? Anybody know? Alright. That seems to be it. No more wants to come out. Then, I don't want to tilt this over because I don't, you know, it's got liquid in it and stuff. But it does look like it's, yeah, I think I might like these, but we'll see. So I am going to adjust the date here. Now, I usually only ferment these maybe 3 days because they will mold if you ferment them very long. Or not necessarily mold, but because of the beans and the corn, they might sour, and yuck, who wants that? So anyway, you know, I'm going to clean up my kitchen. It's kind of a mess. And you know what? Before I do that, though, well, yeah, I'm going to have to clean some stuff up in order to do that. I need to make some dandelion root tincture. So, an herbal medicine, an herbal tincture. So let me kind of clear my counter off so that I've got some space here, and I'll be right back. Okay, so here I have some dried dandelion root, and I'm gonna chop that up in my little spice grinder. I don't want to grind it, I just want to chop it, and then I'll show you what we're going to do. Okay, so that looked like a lot of dandelion root whenever it was all in big, full pieces, but I chopped it up because the more surface area you have, the easier it is to extract the medicine out of the root. And especially, that's with all plant, but most especially with dry, hard roots like this. So I thought I was going to make a quart out of it. I'm not even going to get a pint out of it, but that's okay. It's a lot more than I had. So I'm going to probably, I don't know, I might go all the way up. We'll see. I'm going to leave it set a long time, and I usually don't take the root out of it. Like, I don't strain it because it's totally in alcohol. And I hate talking to a screen that I can't see. I want to see you. I want you to see me. Anyway, I'm gonna, yeah, I probably won't fill it all the way full, but normally what I do with root is I do about a quarter of the way up root, and then I fill the rest of it with alcohol regardless of what size jar I'm using, since I'll just put the alcohol probably up to about there. But dandelion root is really good for your liver, for detoxifying your liver. It's good for kidney function, gallbladder, detoxifying your gallbladder. It's just really a good detoxifier. I think it strengthens your immune system, and I don't think I'll move you. I think I'll just move this. And yeah, it's just very good for you. Okay, I mean, they say there are a lot of other things it does, but those are the main things. They say it could be an appetite stimulant. I've never noticed that. It could help with weight loss. I've never noticed that, so I don't want to lay those claims. But all I'm doing is I just have vodka. Doesn't matter what kind of vodka. You can also use whiskey, you could use brandy, you could use rum, you could use whatever you want. But I think vodka has the least flavor, so to me it's the least offensive. And I prefer the 100 proof vodka because most extractions extract best with 50% water, 50% alcohol, and 100 proof. When you look at a proof, you just take whatever proof it is and cut that number in half, and that's how much water is in it. So a 100 proof, it's equal amounts water and alcohol. A 40 proof is, an 80 proof is 40% alcohol and 60% water. So that's why I prefer to do the 100 proof, but today I have got 80 proof, and that's okay. So anyway, there you go. Now I'm going to every day give this a good shake a couple times a day if I can think about it. I'm just going to sit it over here. I could sit it in my windowsill. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. Sit it in my windowsill. Sunshine kind of helps extract the chemical constituents out of it. And yeah, so that's what that's all about. You see, it's very simple. Herbalism really is, yes, it's science, but basic folk herbalism, if you know the basics and you practice it safely and you don't get all crazy, then you can make a lot of really good medicine for your family that's very safe and very effective, without the side effects, without all the garbage, without putting all those chemicals in your body. And it just takes just such a tiny amount, like in a dropper. I'll show you. Here is my my immune builder that I make, and it has astragalus, ashwagandha, elderberry, yarrow, tulsi, and I just went brain dead. I'll think of it, I'll put it on the screen. Anyway, And all it takes is about that much a day. And if there's a flu going around or a virus, then I might do that a couple of times a day. But that's it. So it takes very little. And I got to tell you, it's nasty. To me, I do not like the taste of tinctures, but I also don't like the taste of hard liquor, unless it's in a Bloody Mary or something like that, which I really don't drink. So, but to drink it straight like that, along with these bitter herbs, usually they are very bitter. Not always, but usually. So they don't taste the best, but man, do they work. So, yeah, anyway, that's what that's all about. So I'm going to clean the kitchen. My kitchen is a bit of a mess. So I'm going to move you over, and actually I'm just going to leave you right here. And we can talk while I clean, okay? So I was talking about chickens. Anyway, my husband, bless his heart, who pretends to be totally indifferent to the chickens. And he does think they're a royal pain in the patootie because, you know, he just doesn't want to mess with them. It's just not his thing. But he certainly doesn't hate them. He kind of likes them, and he's entertained by them. So I've been kind of talking about it a little bit lately. You know, maybe we should start considering chickens again. And of course my friend says, why do you even want to consider chickens? I told you I would give you all the eggs you needed. Of course he also gives, you know, the rest of his family members, his kids, his parents, his sister, you know, they all get eggs too. So sometimes there's just not enough to go around. And quite frankly, if it's between me and his mom's getting eggs, and that's as it should be. I don't have any problem with that. But there are times when there just aren't quite enough eggs to go around, and either I have to do without eggs for a couple days, never very long, or I have to run to the store and buy some, which I think I might have done perhaps twice in the last 3 years, 2 years. I don't remember whether it's been 2 or 3 years. 2 years, I think, since I've had chicken. And so therefore, it hasn't really been a big deal. But I don't know, with the economy the way it's going, I think I want my chickens back. Just to have some food security, because I'm not paying, you know, $6 or $7 a dozen at the store, if it should come to that, or 8 or more. And again, I just really love my chickens. So we are getting chickens again. He called me. He went to Rural King. I don't know if you have Rural Kings where you're at, but Rural King is a farm store. And they carry, you know, everything from fencing and gates to plants to feed to chickens and ducks and rabbits and all that kind of stuff. So he comes home the other day after I'd been talking about it, and he was like, yeah, I think maybe we will. Let's think about it. And you know, I said numerous times, look babe, you are going to do most of the hard work here. We need a coop again because we got rid of our coop. And I wish we hadn't, but we really just, it was too heavy to lift over the fence. It was right smack in the dab in the way where I wanted to put my garden. It was too heavy to lift over the fence, so it had to be taken apart or the fence had to come down, and so he just busted it up and got rid of it. Because that was just the easiest thing to do. And my husband is not a future guy, like, gosh, we might need that in the future, or we might, you know, I'm the one that's like, he's like, what do you want? What are you keeping that for? It's like, because it's going to come in handy one of these days. I might need this or need that or whatever. It would work for this or that. And he's the kind of guy that would just chuck it, you know, just throw it away. And if you need it later, you figure it out later. But I'm not like that. So anyway, so he tore up the coop, which was fine. I mean, I'm not complaining. That means I get a brand new coop. But, so I told him, you know, Bill, this is going to be a lot of work. And my husband just turned 62. Several years ago, he fell and shattered, I mean, literally blew up inside of his skin, blew up his heels. He fell 30 feet straight down. 30 feet's like 3 stories. Straight down, landed flat-footed on concrete, and we are so fortunate that he didn't break his back or his knees or anything like that. But literally, his heels shattered, exploded. And so he was off of work a year. He was in a wheelchair for 5 months. He had a couple surgeries, and his feet are held together. His heels are literally held together by plates and screws. And the older he gets, the more his feet hurt. And so, you know, he was thinking about retiring early, but because of insurance reasons, he's decided he's gonna probably work till he's 65, and that was not his plan. Financially, it's a better plan. Because of insurance, most definitely it's a better plan. But, so anyway, he's decided to do that. And so I said, you know, you're coming home just beat every day. He does a manly job. He is a plant operator for a coal slag company. They take bits of coal and they bust it up into different sizes for like asphalt for the road or for shingles for roofs and all that sort of thing. So and so it's a really hot job, and he's on concrete all day long. And he comes home and his feet are wet, and I mean, it's just miserable. And it's probably 15 degrees hotter inside than it is outside. And right now, you know, yesterday's heat index was 109. So, you know, I'm like, are you sure you want to take that on? You're either going to have to build a coop, or we're going to have to spend buku bucks to buy one that's already put together, or you're going to have to buy a kit and put it together. Plus, my chickens were right outside this window. Literally, the coop was right over there. My backyard is 8 foot wide, and at its smallest, 8 foot wide. And so the coop was right in the middle of that, just enough to walk around on one side, and we had lots of flies, and then we got mice. And I said, you know, I'm not willing to go through that again. I don't want the flies and I don't want the mice, so I don't want them up against the house like that this time. I want them off to the other end of the house and past the house. So that means you're going to have to finish fencing that whole thing and probably up the side of the house some. So that's a big deal between the coop and the fencing, and you're coming home exhausted and working overtime and the heat, and it's got to be done soon. You know, you can't just, well, one of these days I'll get to it. If you get chicks, you got to have a coop. So he called me the other day, and he was at the farm store getting something. I don't remember what he was getting. And he said, hey, they got chicks for $1. And I said, yeah. And he said, well, should I get some? And I said, don't you think we should talk about that again? I mean, I didn't know we had actually for sure made a decision. You know, have you really decided that you're willing to, you know, put the work out? You know, I'll help and your grandsons will help, but you still got to do the bulk of it. I mean, you're the carpenter, you're the guy, you know what you're doing. And you know, yeah, you can get a little grunt work done, but it's still going to be hotter than Hades, and it's still going to be hard work, and you still have to go to work every day. So are you sure you're up to that? All right, we'll think about it. So he gets home and he tells me again about the chicks, and he says, we should get them while they're on sale. I said, chicks are only like $4 a piece anyway, so we've saved $3 a chick. We're not getting that many. It's not that big of a savings when you look at the whole scheme of things. Are you sure you're ready to take that on? Because I'm okay with whatever you decide. If you're not ready yet, if you don't think you can do it, if it's too much, you don't want to, we don't have to do that right now. And he said, well, let's flip a coin. And he got a quarter out, and he flipped it, and he waited for it to land. And I know he had to see it. He said, heads we get chicks, tails we don't. And he looked down and he said, oh, heads! That cracked me up. I didn't even let on that I noticed he did that, or that I spotted that, but that was intentional. So he wants chickens too. So anyway, there's a lot of work going to be involved in all of this. So I have been yakking and not cleaning, but I want to show you what started all of this. If you've seen my past couple videos, you already know this, but I was out in the garden. I have a kitchen garden along the back of my house, and then on the south side of my house, this is more shady, on the south side of my house is my main garden. And I was over there, you know, dealing with my tomatoes and doing whatever it was I was doing, and my dog started barking. And my dog is not really a dog that wants to be out a lot. You know, she would rather be inside, and she barked and she barked and she barked, and I just ignored her and let her bark. And I finally thought something ain't right there, and I came to the back, and now my kitchen garden is all fenced in because that's where the chickens were. And she had something cornered, and I went and looked, and son of a gun, look. Let me turn this around so I can see what you're seeing. But look what she had cornered. She didn't hurt it, but a little duckling, which by golly, in the last less than a week has more than doubled in size. But this little duckling is just as cute as, I'm calling it a she, because I want it to, if it's going to be around, it needs to lay eggs. But she likes being held. Because she's only one duck, ducks don't like to be by themselves. They like to be with other ducks. So I need to get her another duck. But you see, she just loves on me. She sits on my lap while I sit in the recliner and watch TV. And she just lays on my belly and just lays there for hours. If I sit there for hours, she'll sit there for hours. And just wants to be near someone, wants to be held, because you know, that's what little ducks are. Their mommies, they crawl under their mommies and have the warmth from their mommies and all of that. And then we've got little Oreo here, who is incredibly curious, but also a little fearful. Now I'm going to show you, I told my husband that, I said, you know, babe, you know me, I said, this is a gateway duck, you know. Here we are. 6 chicks. 2, I can't remember what they are now off the top of my head. I wrote it down. I'll have to go look. One of them is a starlight green Ager. 2 of them are 2 silver-laced Wyandottes and 2 blue-laced Wyandottes, and the other one I'm absolutely clueless what it is. So we'll all be surprised together as they grow up. So anyway, that's the chickens. And you know what? They're just fine being handled as well. And my grandsons are playing with them a lot, so yeah. So this really wasn't part of the plan today. I had veggies, frozen veggies, in the freeze dryer. And a couple days ago we had a glitch in the electricity, and it flashed, and it stopped my freeze dryer, and it started it again. And these veggies have been going for way too long, so I turned it off and checked them out, and they are not thoroughly freeze dried. So I am going to put them in the dehydrator. and just finished dehydrating them, and I'm okay with that. Most of the moisture is out. So I'm just going to put these all on trays. So I've got, what I do is I go to Walmart and I buy the 2-pound bags of frozen veggies to freeze dry. And 1 2-pound bag is, I think yesterday or last week whenever I bought these, they were $2.20, I think. And I've got a corn and a green and a pea. And then I've got mixed veggies. So let's get the mixed veggies first. Then we'll deal with the corn and the peas. So I have a large freeze dryer. So 1 2-pound bag is perfect for my, and my dog is thrilled because he just loves fruits and veggies, as I said. So I'm dropping them on the floor and he's scarfing them up as fast as I'm dropping them. So anyway, I'm going to finish dehydrating these because I don't want to lose them. But I really don't know why that didn't work. I mean, I had to do something with the glitch, but I don't know what. So hopefully my freeze dryer is okay. Okay, so it's sprinkling outside. The first time it has really done that for several days. We've had very light rains once a week maybe, but not enough. Sorry, my dog barking in the background. My husband just came home from work and that's their thing. Sprinkling again. And it's been doing that most of the day, just a very light sprinkle. And so I've been dying to pick my first batch of beans today. So I went out, put a hat on, went out in the sprinkling, and I am filthy now. So I got to change my apron. But before I do that, I've decided I'm going to do something different this year I've not done before, and that is keep track of exactly how much I'm harvesting. So I just have a little notepad here, and I am just going to keep track as I harvest and tally it up at the end of the year and know how much I got from everything. So let's see where we're at here. All right, so this is my first batch of beans. I actually picked a few earlier and it started raining on me, so I threw some in the fridge. So first of all, let me zero this out. Okay, not bad for just a first picking. It's just been the last couple days that I even, within the last week that I even noticed any teensy little beans. And then yesterday I noticed they were getting bigger. I watered them really good last night, hoping they would be big enough to harvest. And sure enough, because I had not watered my beans but maybe once this whole season. Now I planted these beans after Mother's Day. So mid-May. So 6 weeks ago. And these are, so this is 3 pounds, 7 ounces. These are my rattlesnake beans. And they are, the flowers are purple. And then these are like purple swirled or striped, whatever you want to call them. But when you cook them, they're completely green. All the purple goes away. And they taste just like beans. So I am excited. 3 pounds. Oh, it says 3 pounds 9 ounces. 3.09. Okay. So cool, huh? I'm very excited. And so far I have also, I forgot to weigh the Yellow squash, they were both small. So I'm going to just say a pound there and just guess, because I only had 2 small ones. And then I've harvested several cucumbers at 1 pound and 10 ounces. So far, that's been what I've harvested. Lots and lots of greens, which I didn't count, but I'll harvest those all summer long. I just progression plant, and so that I've always got greens from early spring till into the winter. And yeah, so I think that's a pretty doggone good start. I am so excited. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I'll see you on the next video. Love you. Mwah.